Hi, thanks for tuning to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor Hamza. Thanks for checking me out. So I thought I'd do another video today. I had a couple people messaging me questions, and you know what? It's like, it's going to take me like 10 minutes of texting, 20 minutes of texting. Might as well just put a video together, answer a couple people all at once. Maybe they'll watch a video, maybe somebody else will get something from the video that I'm doing and help out people. So that's what I'm about, you know. So I do distance healing. I've been a little background about myself again. I've been a Reiki master for 25 years. I lived with the Native American Indian tribe. I've worked doing psychotherapy. I know I've been through the whole gambit of everything. So I had my own store before where I had groups and I taught meditation a couple times a week and did spiritual workshops. So I have about 30 years of that kind of underneath my belt. And now I'm in training to be a meditation teacher. Although I've already know everything they're teaching, I thought I'd get accredited. It's a 2-year course, so it's very, very thorough through a major institute. So doing a lot of stuff. So with that said, I do teach meditation and spiritual workshops, and if you want to come to one, that'd be awesome, and we could all go together and maybe go somewhere like to Mexico. I know I talked about that. I think if you don't have the most spiritual experience or a spiritual experience when you're doing that with me down there, I'll give you a full refund. Like, it's like guaranteed that's gonna be off the hook. Cool. So you should definitely come to that if you can. It won't be expensive. So I'm inviting people. I'm going to screen people. So make sure, you know, we get the right energy down there. And that's what this video is about. So I'm going to talk about that. So I do distance healing, which is I send out a vibration of healing to other people. And when I do that, a lot of time, I don't need to anymore ask for a picture. I asked for a picture for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is to see their energy, feel the energy, feel the vibration of it, and then I look to see if, hey, if there's I feel reptilian presence in the picture or not. Now, it sounds crazy. So when I got into, I look at different conspiracies. I read about David Icke and all these other things. So I said, okay, I'm going to see if these reptilians are really real, and I had other things I saw that came to my understanding that I knew stuff was going on. So I said, okay, I prayed on it. I prayed like I was at my job. I was down in Manhattan, and I said, okay, I'm gonna, I prayed, I said, God, just please let me see a reptilian, let me see their eyes turn into slits, but in a safe way. And that's important. So when you ask for something to be revealed, you always want to make sure that you say, hey, I want this in a safe way. Something that won't blow your mind or it's something that you can take, and it's something in a safe way. I wouldn't want to be in a compromised position, and that's how that happened. So sure enough, somebody walked in, a customer. It was like 10 minutes later. Anyway, they're going around, and I'm looking at them. All of a sudden, I look in their eyes, and they're slits. So, and they're very angry, and then when they stopped being angry, the slits went away, and then they got angry again, the slits came back. So I'm like, okay, I got it. I saw the eyes turn into slits. It's a real thing. So now when I do distance healing, I ask for pictures, and on some videos, I looked at, researched on YouTube, and then you go reptilians, and then you see empathetic folds, like 2 folds above the eye, like they fold and then they're not folding. So anyway, it sounds all crazy. So I had somebody like today that said, okay, I'd like distance healing, please. I can't walk. I have cerebral palsy. So I'm like, wow, that sucks. I'd love to help you. But I said, send me a picture of yourself. So I get the picture, and then there's two folds, above the eye, and it could be makeup. So I'm like, So I'm like, okay, can you just send me a picture of yourself? So their profile's kind of sketchy. They only have one picture. There's no information, so it's kind of sketchy. So he sent me another picture, and sure enough, the second picture has their eye. It's like a slit. So their pupil. So I said, okay, maybe it's a reflection of the light. But I said to them, they're like, why do you need a second picture? Why do you need any picture? Why? Well, if you're not trusting me, first of all, then why are you asking for a distance healing from me? But I said, okay, I'm just trying to I emailed them, I messaged them. I'm trying to verify if you're a reptilian or not. I want to see a picture of you with your eye and not having it being a slit. So they sent me a picture, and it was a slit. I'm like, you know what? This doesn't work for me. Sorry. Feel bad, but it's the way it is. So if you're pursuing like doing healing, and you're pursuing doing something like that, and you're looking at people, and then you feel like a negative energy, you feel like that, like narcissist, a narcissist like behavior, where you feel like you're being, put upon, and your energy's being drained. So when that kind of happens, then you're kind of in a negative state, where that person and that energy in that state is going to be taking too much of your energy, and you're not getting anything, back in recompensation. So when those kind of energetic things happen, you want to be aware of that situation you're in, and certainly you want to be aware of, it's not the first time. So I've asked people to send me pictures of themselves for, a distance healing, and then someone else sent me a picture, and their pupils were, slits. So at that time, I got up to 100 people a day. I was doing a lot of distance healing, but I asked this person, I said, send me a picture of yourself, and then their slits rise. I said, you know what? Can you send me another picture of yourself? And they're like, no, that's it. So I said, well, your eyes look like slits. And they just went, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I'm a reptilian. They admitted it, And I said, well, it seems like you really are a reptilian. And they're like, yeah, send me energy. I'm like, no. They're like, ha, ha, ha. We almost got you, And then they deleted me. So it was like they're trying to, suck that energy. So there's good distance healing when you do it for somebody to help them, and there's distance healing where on the other end you have like a demonic being that's like sucking that energy and sucking that, they want to use that for negative purposes. So a lot of what I do now is removing like reptilian implants. So when that happens, you have like usually it's from somebody that was really into, maybe they have a relationship and their boyfriend was doing the occult, or he was summoning demons. It's always something like that, and you would be shocked how common this is. And then they have a reptilian, like an implant in them, sucking their energy, and they have these etheric cords tying them to someone else, and they're always in this negative state, and then they get cut off to source. And what I do is I remove the etheric negative implant and connect them back to source. It's a whole thing. I mean, this is what I'm doing right now for a living, right? It takes a lot of work and effort. So, but it is more common than what you think. So I thought I'd talk about that for a minute, because it seems to come up quite often that people are lost and they don't know what to do, and they're in a negative state, and everybody's sucking up their energy, and they've been with somebody in the past who who is still in a relationship with them or was, and the other, let's say, guy was sleeping with, prostitutes or something, and it always seems to be like they're getting their energy, is getting drained all the time. They can't get any sleep. So, for instance, I just did a healing with somebody about a week ago, and exactly the case. And they hired me to do, remove the, implant and all that, and it worked out. And now they're getting back towards their sovereign state, and for the first time in 2 years, this person's able to sleep. They weren't able to sleep, maybe get up once in a night, but they nightmares, and now they're getting back on track. So these are real things, and you could say, the whole reptilian thing is just demonic beings or negative thoughts manifest themselves. Fine, that's great, and however you want to think about it. But when you're, doing what I do, and you do it constantly, you're doing distance healing for people, and then you keep coming across these, demonic beings and, alien plants. So I had to search, and I had to start doing research on etheric negative implants. And what I mean by an implant is it's like a condensed thought form that gets inside your auric field and sucks up the energy and sends it to somewhere else. And that could take many different forms, and they do different things. It's like I said, it's like a arms race. So you have, positive beings and then negative beings, and it's like there's an arms race of ideas behind it. So that's always been, like the case, and I talked about that a little bit before. And then just, so they could have, implants, they thought forms with booby traps. Like they could have the whole, it's like taking them apart, and then if somebody sends, like, you have to make your auric field, solid, like a solid state, like you're protecting yourself against, negativity. So the way you do that is, certainly being good, reading the Bible, not having negative thoughts, telling the truth, doing good deeds, helping others. Those help heal your karmatic, auric field around your body. So that's certainly important. And then you'll heal yourself that way as well. But if you want, you can contact me, and I help people with these kind of things. This is what I'm doing for a living right now. I removed negative implants for, these in people's auric fields. And I've came across, so many people coming from satanic cults that do these things on purpose. They do this on purpose. It's scary that they know what they're doing. They put these implants into people, and I'm saying on an etheric level. So they do that with with demonic entities assisting them to put them into your auric field, which is like an aura around your body, and sucking that energy and converting it, and that losh, the converting into fear. People are always in fear, and then the media is turned on to that, and they're making people fear all the time. It's like a vicious cycle. The other thing I thought I'd address real briefly is someone was just asked me, how come I see this green light around trees, and it's pink on the top and white? I'm like, well, trees have auras too. They're like, well, how come it's pink? So what's up with the pink? So when you are in a vibrational state of towards the spirit, when you're more of the spirit, then you can see things of the spirit. When you're not in the spirit, you can't see things of the spirit. So being that you're in the vibrational state that you are at that, have attained that level where you could feel that vibration and decode it with your eyes of pink, then you're going to experience it as pink. When you're at a different vibrational state, you might see it as a different vibration. Now, so that so there could be two people standing side by side. One person doesn't see anything, the other person sees that. You could have three people. One person doesn't see that, another person sees the pink, and another person sees a different color. It just, and and I have to relate that most things of the spirit, they really don't have quote unquote color. Um, the aura is like a bubble for a, depends on what vibrational state you're at. But for me, it would be a bubble. So you would see like an auric field would be like an invisible bubble, like a barrier, like a force field around people. So if you're at that vibrational state, then you see that. It depends on where you're at. So I just thought I'd explain about that real briefly. Just thought I'd make a quick video and talk about these things. And if you have anything you want to talk about, let me know. Thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, share. Love you guys so much. Love your comments each and every day. The more comments you get, the more I'll comment back. And if you want to come to a spiritual retreat, hit me up. It's going to be off the hook. All right. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.